Hi, I'm Spike and the Mother Star, and today I'm going to be doing a lecture on how to respond if you receive a warrant of arrest through the mail. Now, many people get a warrant of arrest in the mail. First thing they're going to do is panic. Oh, they can't quote unquote drive. So, what I want to do is lay down some basic elements on what I would do if it was me in that situation, and hopefully you can learn. Okay, I'm going to bring up many key factors, do's and don'ts, and also, um, as a courtesy of myself, I would like to give a complimentary writ that you can send to the courts to help your own situation. And so you might as well stay tuned to learn all the goods about what I would do if I got a warrant of arrest in the mail recently. And for the record, I just want to say that I am not an attorney, nor do I give legal advice. Okay, what I'm going to do is explain to you some educational references and what I would do in a situation if I get a warrant of arrest in the mail. How you doing?
Summoned to come to court, and I'm going to emphasize the word summoned. Okay? Now, the word magi. Magi is a member of a priestly order or a sorcerer or a magician. So the word magi comes from the word magician. So now we can start going back into the, word summoned to come to court. Only a magician can summon. And most of the time when you hear about summoning, you summon in the spirit or you summon in the dead. And at law, if you're not who you say you are, or you cannot stand firmly on what they call a square and be a living, breathing soul inside that courtroom, then what you are is a dead person being summoned to come to court. And the word person means a fictitious entity, a business, a corporation. Okay? I'll get into that a little bit later. We get into the word attorney because, like I was saying before, when someone gets that legal document in the mail, they want to run to an attorney. Okay? An attorney is someone who you pay a fee to or you retain the services of, okay, to speak on your behalf. Okay? He conducts your legal businesses on your behalf because you're dead and you can't speak. So you need someone to speak on your behalf. Let's just say that the word attorney, let's just put the word power of attorney, which you're given or granted a limited power of attorney for someone to act on your behalf. So when you're going to apply or, retain the services of an attorney, if you don't know, now you do, you are basically saying that you are unable to speak for yourself and that this person knows better than you do and that you're granting them a limited power of attorney to act on your behalf because you're a minor. You're not competent. Okay? Now we can roll into the word prosecutor. And in Latin, the word pro se means oneself or for oneself or on one's own behalf. So most of the time if you don't get an attorney and you do it yourself, you prepare your own legal documents, you go to court and you present yourself at court, you are considered a pro se litigant. We like to correct them and say, I am not pro se, I am improper persona. And you can put the words to jurist or some other words after that basically lets the court know how you stand. A judicial officer. A judicial officer is any officer of the court, specifically a justice for the peace, a magistrate, or a judge. So a judicial officer could be the clerk of the court, okay? It could be whoever works at that court. So you receive a document in the mail referred to as a summons, okay? So we're going to start dealing with, from the writ, Rule 4:4-4. summons, personal service, in personam jurisdiction. And I'm glad that I'm going to highlight and point out in personam jurisdiction, because in order for anyone to enforce law on you, summons you to come to court, invite you to come to court, solicit you to come to court, or they're making some type of claim, we have to ask them first and foremost. You can't discuss law without discussing jurisdiction. And when we start talking about jurisdiction, we're talking about three things. We're talking about personam, jurisdiction over the person, territorial jurisdiction, okay, and subject matter jurisdiction. They have to prove all three forms of jurisdiction in order to do things like lock you up or...
Right. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead and speak. Was your husband trying to speak about the situation? Okay. So this is what I would like to say. Because first and foremost, when I get those documents in the mail, the best thing for you to do is not panic and not to get scared, and because it's simple. It's a ping pong game. Okay? And once you start realizing that it's a damn game, that they're playing with your life, and that you're a slave, and that you owe these people money for whatever they're saying. And this is funny, because if somebody comes to your house and they're trespassing on your private property and you call police, why are they paying the fine to the courts and not to you? It's your property. You are supposed to be the one that set the fee schedule for the use of land when someone comes on your private property. Now, the first thing you would do is get your pen and paper out, and you have to respond to that. And there are certain writs that you use to respond to these courts when they start asking you, to appear at court. Now we start going back again into jurisdiction and the word appearance and what it means. Only the dead can appear, a spirit can appear. And they're using sorcery. Whether you like it or not, people don't want to talk about this. They're using sorcery. They're using sorcery, and they're saying that you're the dead, and they're summoning you to come to court as a dead corpse. Okay? And again, 101. For people who do know this is fine, but for those who don't know, the first thing you should check when you get this summons complaint in the mail is your appellation, which they call your name. And if it's in all capital letters, that is not how you learned when you went to school how to spell your appellation. So it's spelled in all capital letters, and all capital letters signify that you are in business. You're a